All right, just like that kid at the intro, for some people, Wall Street is just a bunch of confusing babble. This is the Stocks with Josh show, and I'm here to break it down and make it simple and make it make sense. Guys, I'm going to do a show today. We're going to talk about 2023. We're going to talk about some big investment firms' predictions for 2024, and I'm going to be looking at 3 sectors where I'm picking stocks, and I'm going to highlight again 5 stock picks that I'm looking at buying in 2024. I think this is going to be a great show. And at the very end, I've got some footage of what I did last night. I'm going to tell a little bit of a story of my New Year's Eve. And I think that there's some lessons that can be drawn for all of us going into 2024. Thank you guys for hitting the like. And if you guys want to receive stock picks, market breakdowns, analysis going into 2024, you've got to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining me today. All right, it was an incredible year. 2023 ended with 2 out of the 3 major indices hitting at or near all-time highs, and I still think that we are going to touch those all-time highs here very, very soon in the month of January. It did that despite the rampant fear of recession and all of the big investment firms calling for a massive pull down in 2023, but it didn't happen. It was nothing but a slingshot up. A lot of people would say that the Fed won his battle against inflation in 2023, but at the expense of seeing some major banks collapse, sparking panic. Now, even though the banking sector has come off of its lows, it's still, in my opinion, sitting on the sidelines, waiting to see what will happen in 2024. AI captured the imagination of the world and is largely the reason why the market seemed to find a reason to go higher. All of the big tech stocks were the big winners on Wall Street for the last 12 months, and we're going to be looking and asking ourselves, is that going to continue? Can it continue in 2024? Well, one of the investment firms that I'm going to cover today is going to give a strong opinion about that. We saw that bonds dumped, yields soared, and crypto rallied. Man, if you guys had been buying in 2023, all of 2023, most everything you could have bought is up 100%. And in my opinion, some of it is just getting going. I'm in some swing trades there and I'm up thousands of dollars, but I'm expecting to be up tens of thousands of dollars in those swing plays in the next couple weeks. It was an incredible year, and today I'm going to start off by just taking a big picture view of the S&P 500 as measured by the SPX. And what I've done is I'm going to show you guys a chart where each candle represents an entire year in the market. We see back in the dot-com recession, which was 2000 to 2002, that the market pulled back 50% from its swing high down to a swing low. And of course, in the coming years, the market recovered. But then in 2007 to 2009, which was the Great Recession, the market had a 58% pullback. Now, in 2022, we saw some volatility, but it was only a 27% pullback. And this, if we're taking a big picture view, are we at the top of the range? Are we going down? Are we just going to rocket ship up? I'm going to be looking at 2 large investment firms and what they have to say about it. We're going to be looking at their predictions going into 2024. All right, we're going to start off with Goldman Sachs. And if you guys recall, back in January of 2023, I actually gave their market prediction for the year. Now, I want to just review that real quick so we can see whether these guys are giving accurate predictions or not. Now, I looked at their revisions to their predictions throughout the year, and they did a pretty good job of calling and acknowledging that the market was going up. And by June, they said that the market was absolutely going to get to kind of where we're at right now. At the very beginning of 2023, this was what they largely said. They said that the U.S. stocks are forecasted to have less pain but no gain in 2023. Well, we know that wasn't true. They went on in that article to say that the markets would avoid deep recession, inflation would actually come under control, and that the banks would stabilize. And all of that did happen in 2023. But they said that the market would range between 3,800 and 4,000. So they had a pretty low prediction in the beginning of last year to where we would end up right now. They are absolutely saying that the market will hit 5,100 in 2024. They also, in this same article, went on to say that AI is not a bubble and that the big tech companies with good cash balances are going to continue to outperform despite their current high valuations. And so they are going into this year giving big tech the benefit of the doubt and suggesting that it's going to continue to run. And I think that there is room on a lot of big tech to go back and hit their all-time highs, which we haven't seen yet. In particular, I've called out Google. I think Google's going to have a late-stage move that is yet to happen. We see that Amazon has been running really well and pushed up the way that we had expected it to do in 2023, and I think we still have room higher on Amazon. But let's get a second opinion. Let's go over to BlackRock. Now, you guys know who BlackRock is. These guys have one of the largest portfolios under management in the world. I believe it is the largest. They have trillions of dollars. Some people estimate that it's worth between 10 and $15 trillion. It's been calculated at 25% of the world's money. These guys have influence on the markets. These guys are market makers and market manipulators. We see that they're trying to corner the Bitcoin market right now, in my opinion. So what do they have to say about stocks going into 2024? Well, taking stock, Q1 2024 equity market outlook. These are their key takeaways. They start right off and say that cash is more attractive than it has been in years. And I would agree. I've been calling people to take some profits. I'll let you guys know. I'm accumulating cash in the market right now, and I'm locking up some profits from 2023 so that if the market has a pullback going into the first quarter, that I will be able to take advantage and ride some stocks back up. I also want to be in a position to ride some stocks down right now. But the other thing that I interpret that to mean is that they see high risk going into 2024. But they go on to point out that even though there was high risk going into 2023, they say, well, hey, we had an incredible year, and so it's still worth investing in stocks. And I think that's a pretty valid point. The other three big takeaways from this article were that they believe that quality stocks will benefit from lower interest rates. So they're saying the exact same thing as Goldman Sachs. Likely big tech stocks are going to continue to outperform because they are now having the benefit of lower interest rates. They also see that the market is likely to gain some market breadth. What does that mean? It means that big tech ran most of 2023, and it could be time for the small cap stocks to join them in that rally. And so there's going to be the opportunity for some small cap picks. They're not saying that across the board, all of it is going to do well. They're saying that there's going to be some picking opportunities in 2024. And I think they're referring to small cap stocks because they're talking about market breadth of expansion. Then they said that there's going to be three investable themes going into 2024, and they called it innovation, reshoring, and geopolitics. But I want to break that down because I don't want this to sound like that kid at the beginning with the babble talk. What do those three things mean? Innovation, they're referring to the impact of AI still in the marketplace for both large and small cap stocks. Innovation is going to drive 2024. Reshoring. What does reshoring mean? Reshoring is the return of companies and production that have been pushed offshore back into the United States. One of the reasons why I think they believe this is that they do see the rise of geopolitical tensions and also the need to control innovation. And so we're going to begin to see some big tech companies pull back resources and production back in the United States, and that's something that they're saying they're watching out for moving forward. And the third category that they said was going to be a theme in the news, in the marketplace in 2024 is geopolitics. What does that mean? What are they foreseeing there? Well, they're foreseeing tensions. I think that is summed up by the conflicts that are potentially emerging in the world in 2024, as well as the global competition, which is heating up for resources like we really haven't seen in the last decade. And we have war to be watching out for in 2024. Both the conflicts we're in, possibly expanding, or even new conflicts. These are the things that they are pointing to. And I will tell you that these guys are just not holding American money. These guys are the largest investor for American money, Europe money, Asia money, African money. These guys have perspective on what's going on the global scene, and they're telling you that tensions are coming and it's going to have a big impact on Wall Street. And so we're going to be keeping an eye out for that as well. Now, with that information, I've got three sectors that I've been closely watching and developing some picks in, and I'm going to quickly review those with you guys here today. But before I do that, let me take a very quick station break for the Moo investment app. Guys, if you need to get better trade tools going into 2024, I want you to check out the offer from the Moo investment app. These guys are giving away up to 15 free stock for opening and funding an account, as well as if you just let some money sit in that account, they're giving away a really high interest rate of 5.1%. So you can click on the link to see what the offer is that's available for you. There's a link there for the US, Australia, and Canada, but the offer is different for each location. So click on it and check out the details. I'm leaving that link in the top pinned comment of this video, as well as if you go to the description of the video, the link will be found there as well. Guys, get your free stock. Start earning some money on your cash, just piling up and getting ready to buy and invest in 2024. All right, 3 sector picks. I'm going to talk about 5 stocks real quick. These are ones that I'm going to be buying in 2024. I'm just going to quickly recap why I'm looking at these sectors and give you a brief technical thought on each of them. The first one, which has been doing really well, I gave you guys this a couple weeks back, and it's the XLRE. This is the real estate sector ETF, and I think that it's going to be hitting $41 to $42. That's my local target, and any type of pullback to 37 or 38, I would simply make a larger investment because I think it's going to perform well with the lower interest rates going into 2024. Now, my second sector is going to be what I'm going to refer to as my recession picks. Yes, I think that when the Fed cuts rates, he's only going to cut it for one reason, and that's that we're going to get some bad data from a slowing economy. And I think that Wall Street's going to be looking to get in early on what we're going to refer to as the recession picks, and 2 of them that I've identified on this channel that have already been winners. I think these are going to continue to win. The winning story on these 2 picks is just beginning, and I'm going to be giving breakdowns and technical updates on these 2 stocks moving forward regularly in the Stock Squad Patreon. What's the Stock Squad Patreon? That is the Discord that myself, Stock Up with Larry Jones, Keenan Grace, and StockMo manage. We give you thoughts on stocks. It's a power team. Click on the link to check out that Discord and consider joining it for 2024 as well. The 2 picks I'm going to outline, you guys know at least one of them. That's Dollar General. I think the Dollar General is going to peak and possibly even return to its all-time high in 2024. It's my number 1 recession pick right now, Dollar General. Click on the charts, start doing some due diligence, and you can also see what my more detailed opinions on Dollar General are in the Patreon. The next pick, and I haven't talked about it much, but this is one that I'm hitting hard this week, is Walgreens, ticker WBA. It's time to take a look at Walgreens, guys. This thing has been beaten down well below a lot of people's expectations. Wall Street took Walgreens out to the woodshed, and it's come all the way down right below 20 bucks, and that was the perfect time to buy, in my opinion. I think that might have been the bottom, but nobody has a crystal ball. I'm giving Walgreens the benefit of the doubt. My current target for move up on Walgreens is $36. I think the move has just begun. I want you to check out this chart of the weekly candlesticks, and I think we're going to continue to move up to $36, and so you can get more details on that in the Discord. But Walgreens is right now my pick of the week for a move to go higher, buying the dip on Walgreens. And then my third sector that I'm looking very closely at new investments in, you guys know it's the automotive industry. Just like the real estate sector, I think it's only just beginning to heat up. I think Tesla, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys, is going to hit 315 in 2024. That's what I think is going to happen. And I'm excited about beginning to take a position in Rivian. I'm looking to buy the dip, though. At the moment, there might be a small swing trade if we move above $25 for a hit up to $28. But the big play for Rivian is to wait for it to pull back to support between 19 and 17 sometime in January, February, and March for a longer term hold into the end of the year, and the goal there would be a 70% move up to $32. That's the game plan for Rivian. I covered it in my last video. Guys, as I said, you're going to find updated charts on these stocks in the Patreon. I want you guys to check that out. Okay, I want to just end this video with a little story about my last night's New Year's Eve celebration. My wife and I wanted to do kind of a bougie downtown Waikiki event on a balcony, eating a gourmet dinner overlooking a drone show. That's what I had plotted out for the night. But my daughter, who lives in Kaneohe, said to me, "Dad, you got to come experience the block party in my neighborhood. And what they do with fireworks is something that we never saw back in the Midwest." And so I wanted to support her and do things and see her life more. And so I canceled my evening plans downtown and headed out to Kaneohe. Now, guys, this really blew my mind. I'm going to put an aerial shot in here just so you can see some of the activity. This is not a fireworks show from a city. This is just a neighborhood that's putting off fireworks as far as the eye could see. My son-in-law captured this on his drone. And then in the cul-de-sac that we were in, one, enormous generosity and kindness. People were handing out great steaks, hey, come over here to my barbecue. And it was just a lot of fun, very friendly environment. And they were lighting off fireworks all evening long. And it just ultimately hit into an incredible crescendo at midnight. And I'm telling you, I had to have both of my fingers in my ears. I mean, we were literally in the cul-de-sac in chairs 10 feet away from neighborhood guys lighting off professional fireworks imported from China. These things were not the little ones that you come up and light. These ones are coming out of the cannon, giving off a major bang, shooting up high and then, blasting off over all the homes. As I sat there and took all this in, I thought, this is dangerous, right? I mean, I've been to many fireworks shows, but often it's like far away, some guy, with, the fire suit on. They're out there, this fire show is brought to you tonight by the local town's volunteer fire department. It's all handled by professionals. Nope. These guys were just out there, in shorts, lighting off real large fireworks, cannon sound booms 10 feet away. I thought, this thing, I sure hope I make it through the night. And this continued. I mean, honestly, rolls and rolls of the long firecrackers. They were literally walking around the neighborhood, handing them out to anybody that wanted to join in the fun. And all of this ended right at probably 12:45. Everybody was done. And one of the main guys who was lighting things off in the middle of the cul-de-sac said, $20,000 of fireworks. We've had another great New Year's Eve, and we're going to do it again next year. And this just became a topic of conversation because you guys know I'm an investor. And, it really took me back, right? There's a lot of money to be just spending on a one-night fireworks show for the neighborhood. And apparently this guy's been doing it every single year. And as he said out of his own mouth, he's going to do it again next year. And I'm not judging his fun. But what I wanted to highlight to you guys today is that we all pick what's fun to us. And we also pick what our hard is going to be in life. So what is our fun times going to be? And based on our decisions, we're ultimately picking what are the hard things that we're going to face in our life. Now, this guy, I think, was a working class guy. A lot of the people in the neighborhood are working class folks. They have a life where they have to work really hard and they want to express their fun in a significant way as well. Now, you guys know on this page, the fun that I've picked is winning at Wall Street. The money that I'm going to put into the market, that I'm going to do it again in 2024, is going to be putting more capital to work at Wall Street because I actually find it fun. I find it fun to pour over the charts. And this is also going to be the area where I'm picking my hard. What's hard about Wall Street? Learning, taking risks, studying the charts, going deeper in what I know. That's the hard that I've chosen, and that's the fun that I've chosen. And I'll just leave you guys with this thought. For this page, which is a small page but grew strong in 2023, guys, by God's grace, we're going to do it again next year. And I did think to myself as we survived the night out in Kaneohe that he could have said, God willing, we're going to do it again next year because, in my opinion, we were lucky to get out of there alive. Guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful evening last night and that this first day of 2024 is going to be a first day of a great year. I want to thank all of you guys for joining me in 2023, and I look forward to doing more videos for you guys again and talking to you in the comments in 2024. Peace and blessings. Take care. Talk to you soon.